Big news of the morning, the dip we saw in the unemployment number this morning and what these new numbers mean for our economic future. Of course, there's nobody better to talk to on this than Mark Zandi, chief economist for Moody's Analytics. Okay, the headline is going to be something that raises a lot of eyebrows, makes a lot of people feel better. Dig into the numbers. How good really was this report?
Good, but not as good as the decline would suggest. It's good because it indicates that we got more jobs during the month. So job growth was positive, and it was a pretty solid job gain. But the decline also occurred because fewer people were out there looking for work. That's not a good sign. Usually when people are confident and think they can find a job, they come into the labor force. So the 9 to 8.6, that's a really good number. I'll take it, but it's not as good as it looks.
Let's go dig in deeper here. Some of the up numbers: retail, 50,000 was added; business services, 33,000; healthcare up 17,000; construction, though, down 12,000. So I want to focus on two. Retail. A lot of people asking me already this morning, how much is this uptick really simply seasonal?
Well, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the keeper of the data, does seasonally adjust the data. So they try to account for seasonal hiring. So what this says is that the hiring that occurred in November is greater than they would normally expect in a November in a lead up. So, probably overstates the case a bit, but, I think it's a reasonably good number. The decline in construction, that probably overstates the weakness there, too, because actually construction activity, believe it or not, 6 years into the housing crash is now beginning to pick up. We are starting to see more construction of apartment buildings and even non-residential properties like office buildings and retail malls, those kinds of things. So I do expect to see some construction jobs as we make our way into next year.
Now, part of this big tick down in the unemployment rate has to do with more revisions. And here's another thing, a lot of questions I get, and hey, we're just amateurs here. You're the expert, but how do they miss sometimes so big on some of these numbers? Can be off by 100,000 jobs. I mean, I simply I continue to go back to that. Remember the August infamous zero report, which of course politically was just a stomach punch to the president. Turned out that report was just wrong.
Yeah, it's based on a survey of establishments and businesses, and businesses put their data back to the Bureau of Labor Statistics sometimes a little late. They don't get all the information in as quickly as they would like. So as they get more of the survey responses in and they get the data together, they make revisions. Now, it's very encouraging that we are getting upward revisions. It suggests that small businesses, those would be the businesses that would be late in reporting to the BLS in all likelihood, are starting to kick in. And they've been the missing link in the job market throughout this recovery. So the fact that we are getting revisions, along with some other evidence, suggests that we are getting some small business job growth, and that's a big plus.
All right, Mark Zandi, Moody's Analytics. I got to leave it there, Mark. I always appreciate that you come on when we get this monthly report. Thank you, sir.